Listen, I really don't care what your belief system is. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I don't care if you're saying I'm supposed to convert people. I don't believe in conversion. But I do ask a lot of questions. And I notice a lot of people hate questions. But I've been talking to a lot of different people, and the answers I get confuse me. The biggest one is when they call themselves a Christian. From what I gather, a Christian is somebody that follows the teachings of Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is the ultimate example of the way we should be. Okay, that makes sense. But then they start telling me about every other part of the Bible, and that's fine. Believe in the Bible. I get it. But they'll use reasons to do stuff because another part of the Bible said to do it, but Jesus didn't do it. I'll give you an example. This is the biggest example right now because I happen to be having this conversation with a lot of people. When did Jesus go to Buddhists or go to Hindus or Zoroastrianists or even pagans and say, hey, you're not following God the way we are. You need to stop worshiping false idols. You need to stop worshiping false gods. I'm not saying he didn't say that, but the context is important. Who did he say that to? Well, the only people he spoke to were Jews and people attempting to follow him. So are you trying to be Christian? Or are you Biblican? Which is fine if you are. I don't care. But I notice a lot of people justify hate. They're like, well, God did this. You're not God. It's not your job to go smite people. Do what Jesus did. He loved. He taught the Jews, here's what you should do to live a more fruitful life. And if you didn't want to follow him, he was like, okay, don't follow me. He didn't tell Nicodemus, hey, since you're not going to follow me, you're a Pharisee, you're going to hell. He talked about his beliefs. So you can talk about your own beliefs and not be putting the other person down. Yeah, you can say technically he did. Like, like, I believe, if I was to go around telling people that I believe if I don't do this, I'm going to go to hell. If I don't accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, I'm going to go to hell. You can say that. Let's say that's what I said and I believed. You can say that that's your belief system without saying, hey, you're going to go to hell. If you don't change your ways, you're going to hell. There's a difference. Maybe saying the same thing, but the object is not them. It's you when you're talking about you. I believe I'm going to go to hell if I don't do this. Okay. It's like you can be proud of your mother or your father. Say, hey, I love my mother and father. They're the best parents in the world. Well, technically, you're saying other people's parents are the worst parents or not as good as your parents. But that's not what you're saying. You're being proud of yours. You can be proud of your heritage. You can be proud of your family. You can be proud of your baseball team, whatever, without having to say somebody else sucks or somebody else is going to be go to hell or somebody else is living a life that's not following God. We were not called to be separatists, and you don't have to not talk about your own beliefs either. But you can do it without hating people. That's all I talk about, and the amount of hate I get for saying that. Saying you shouldn't hate people, saying that not to tell people that they're going to hell because they don't. Well, you need to warn them. Why? Why? That's not going to get them to change. If they don't believe in hell, if you're a Christian and somebody says, well, the Quran says this, and if you don't do this, you're going to hell. Or do you care? Is it going to sway you in any way? Well, what makes you think that going up to somebody that doesn't believe in the Bible and you say, if you don't follow the Bible, you're going to go to hell, that it's going to do anything? So is your goal to be righteous or self-righteous? Is it to change people and get people to follow you? Or is it just to tell them that they're wrong? Because if it's not changing people, people are leaving the church by droves. It's because people lost the message of Jesus. I don't go to very many churches that actually, I can't name a church that constantly talks about what Jesus taught. They just don't do that. Talk about Daniel or Paul. Well, that's part of the Jesus and that's part of the Bible. Yeah, but I'm a Christian. So what did Christ teach? And it's amazing how many people don't know, have no idea. People that call themselves Christians and they're outspoken Christians, but they'll say, Jesus never said to love yourself. Well, he did actually say, love God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might, and just the like, love your neighbor as yourself. How can you love your neighbor as yourself if you don't love your neighbor? So he's saying don't love your neighbor? No. I've had people say that Jesus never said we were all little gods. He literally said that to the Pharisees when the Pharisees were saying, hey, they say that you're claiming that you're God. He said, well, didn't our own Torah say it in Psalms that we are all little gods? So it says it twice in the Bible. The Old Testament and the New Testament when speaking to Jesus. Oh, Jesus never said, I've had this one too. Jesus never said that you'll do greater things than he. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. People want to be right. They don't want to find truth. Does it really matter that you're right? Can't you just believe and have faith in your own beliefs? Can't you call yourself a Christian because you follow the letters in red? Or is it more important to tell people everything about the Bible and that they're wrong if they don't follow these things? What's more important? Loving people or educating them and pushing them away? Telling them that they're going to hell. Does that convert people? It says God burned Sodom and Gomorrah, turned it into salt and ashes. It didn't say anybody else did it. And when Jesus was talking to the men that were going to stone the adulterer, he said, he who without sin cast the first stone. Everybody gets that part. Well, yeah, it's about judging people because we've all sinned. But according to the Christian belief system, Jesus was without sin. Why didn't he cast a stone? That's what the law said. It's because just because you can doesn't mean you should. So you got to ask yourself, am I a Christian or am I a Biblican? Do I want to follow Christ? Or do I want to tell everybody everything else that says they are going to hell?
Hey guys, I want to personally thank everyone for liking and sharing my videos. If you want to continue to see my content, all you got to do is press that subscribe button and I'll notify you as soon as a new video comes out. I don't get paid for any of this. So if you want to buy some of my merch, like my shirts, like Jesus is a Badass or my Don't Be a Dick shirt, you can easily go to my merch store, which is at sogtv.org, which I will have it in the description at every video. So push that, go buy yourself a shirt. I appreciate it. Have a blessed day, and I will see you at the next episode. Thank you.